Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jenna Meyer and I work in Pitt Housing. This afternoon, we are going to be going through a quick PowerPoint presentation to kind of go over some upcoming deadlines for students and for parents to be aware of. I'm going to be doing a brief building overview. I'm going to go over some of the meal plan options that first years have as incoming students. And then I will offer some time at the end for Q&A, but I am going to share my screen and go through the PowerPoint. Along the way, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. We will answer those at the end. Okay. So as an incoming first year student, we will be communicating to you through your Pitt email. So you should be checking that on a regular basis. And if you have already paid your deposit through admissions, within about 7 to 10 business days is when we reach out with your housing information. And in the email that we send you, it has your deadline for your housing application. And up until today, our deadline to complete the application for students is May 1st. So that is what the standard deadline is right now. But going forward, we will start pushing that deadline back a little bit so that each student has about 3 weeks to complete their application. So this on the PowerPoint is actually a screenshot of the welcome letter. I just took a part of it so that we could highlight some of those important steps and the deadlines. So the housing app is going to be, as of right now, due May 1st, but please refer to the email that we have sent you. And along with their May 1st deadline for your housing application is also your pre-submit your photo deadline. So you want to make sure that you submit your photo for your Panther ID, and your Panther card is actually what you use all over campus. It will help you swipe into your building and into your room. It'll get you into the dining hall. It will be your access for the Port Authority buses that go through campus or the Pitt shuttles. And you want to make sure you pre-submit your photo so that we can either mail you your Pitt ID before you arrive to campus, or so that you're able to pick it up easily whenever you get to campus in August. So once you complete your housing application, you should never actually ever have to go back into your application, because you are then able to just update your preferences through the application on the first year portal. And your preferences are what needs to be completed by June 1st. So your signed housing contract is May 1st, and now your preferences need to be updated by June 1st. So most specifically, your roommate and your LLC request. So, you could complete your housing application by May 1st, and then in the month of May, you could find out that one of your classmates are also going to Pitt, and then you want a room together. So you have that entire month to make sure that you get your roommate request in, or for some chance, maybe the two of you meet a third person. You still have that entire month to update your roommate request as many times as you want. On your housing application, it will ask you if you have an LLC preference. And if you do, then you have to complete the supplemental application for the LLC itself. And I will show you a little bit later how to get to that application, but the LLC application is also due June 1st. On your housing application and in your update preference portal, it is going to ask you to preference 3 buildings and bed space types on your application. And this grid, which can be found on our website, is a good resource to kind of see an overview of what you have as an incoming first year for housing accommodations. So when students ask me, what kind of preferences should they put down, what buildings are popular, things like that, I like to ask them a couple of questions like, are you interested in having a roommate? If so, are you only interested in having one roommate? Are you interested in having multiple roommates? Are you interested in, having your own room? Are you concerned about sharing a bathroom with somebody? Do you want to live somewhere with a communal bath? Do you want to live on lower campus? Do you want to live on upper campus? Those are all things to consider. And your first choice is not always guaranteed, but we do try to get you somewhere that is either on your preference list or as close to it as possible. So some of our popular locations are towers. Those are doubles, so you will have one roommate and a communal bath. You know, Sutherland is pretty popular with suite style, and it's on upper campus. And then also another popular building, well, all of them are pretty popular, but like Holland is also really popular because it's right in the quad and there are singles and doubles available. It's lower campus, and you do have options for semi-private and communal baths. Another popular question we get are, you know, what meal plan should I choose as an incoming student? And although the meal plan that you put on your application is assigned to you, whenever we do our housing assignments, we also book you with your meal plan as well. You do have until ad drop to change your meal plan. So if you are someone who maybe lives locally and you choose the weekday unlimited pass because you think that maybe you'll go home on the weekends to get some home cooked meals. But then when you get to campus, you find out how awesome it is here on the weekends, and you decide that you need a meal plan to pick up those swipes over the weekend, and you want to switch the unlimited plan, then you have all the way until ad drop of the fall semester to change your meal plan. And the meal plan change form does go live in July whenever we send out room assignments. That's also when you can find out your meal plan that you had picked. So you can change it from July up until I think it's early September. So this is just a screenshot of what the first year portal looks like. And if you're a student, you may already have seen what this looks like, but if you're a parent, then this is just for your eyes as well. You can see step 1 is where you complete your housing application, and then below that are the links to update your preferences and apply for an LLC. So I will be going through the portal here shortly, but I'm going to go to the next slide here. So these are some resources that are available to our students and parents. We always have our housing services website as a resource. We have done a really great job at communicating all of our building options and deadlines and information on our website. And this is a link here that you can access it, but we'll also drop it into the chat box. Panther Central is also a really great resource. They are open 24/7, so you can always call, chat, or email. They are always willing to help out, and if they get a question that they can't answer, then they partner up with us to make sure that you get the answer that you need. And then also we have upcoming Zoom sessions are every Tuesday, at least through the months of April and at least the beginning of May. So stay tuned for more sessions. You will have to sit through this PowerPoint again, but we do have the Q&A at the end that may be beneficial to you. Okay, so I'm now gonna go to the portal before I open it up for Q&A, but if you do have a question, to please drop it in the chat box and then we'll answer them here shortly. So I'm gonna close out of this. Okay, so this is the first year housing portal. And like I said before, step 1 is completing your application. And once you submit your application and get your confirmation email, you should never have to click this link again. And if you want to update any of your information, that is when you go to this link here to update your preferences. So you can see that I have completed my application, and these are all the answers that I put on my application myself. So you know, at this time, I am interested in 12-month housing. I'm not interested in being a part of the Resident Student Association. The LLC that I'm interested in is nursing. My assignment priority is my roommate request instead of LLC request, and I will touch on this in a minute. And then I can add or delete any kind of room preference. that I might be interested in here. And then my roommate matching preference questions I can answer here. So no, I don't smoke. I actually am an early riser, but maybe when I get to college, I don't want to wake up early, so that's not a priority to me. I don't really keep my room organized, and yes, I do stay up late. So those are the questions that I think are most important to me. So those are the ones I'm going to answer. And then if I have a roommate request, you should designate one person in the group to be the group leader. And that's the person that is going to create the group. And what they need to do is they need to invite the members that they want to be a part of their roommate group. And then their group members have to go into their application and accept the invitation. So you're going to see here that I'm going to add my friend Holly. And you can see now that Holly has been invited to join my roommate group. Now what Holly needs to do is complete her application, and then in her application or her update preference form, it will say accept or decline right here, and she can go in and hit accept so that her status then goes from an invited to a member. And that's how housing decides what a complete group is. There needs to be a leader and a member of the group. There can't be a leader and an invited student. But like I had said before, if by chance myself and Holly, we meet a third student that we want to be a part of their group, we can leave this group and go be a part of their group. I just have to remove Holly and I have to leave my group. And now I don't have a roommate group, and now my new friend can invite Holly and myself to be a part of their group. But you can only be a part of one roommate group at a time. So it won't let you accept the invitation to two groups. Something that I do want to touch on is this assignment priority preference. So we do have students that apply for LLCs and also have roommate requests, and there are years that we are able to accommodate both requests, where some LLCs have the space for those roommates, but then we also have times where the LLC does not have room for the roommates, especially if they are not accepted into the LLC. So this is where we ask students to prioritize those two requests. So if I get accepted into the nursing LLC and I have a roommate request, but there isn't enough room for my roommate, but I preference LLC on my application, then the LLC knows that I want to be pulled into the LLC rather than living with my friend. But if by chance I have roommate request here, then the LLC knows that I would rather go live with my friend somewhere in one of our building choices than live in the LLC. So that is for those students who have both of those kinds of requests. So they've applied for the LLC and they have a roommate request. And like I said before, there are certain years where we can accommodate both requests, but then there are years where there is no room for the roommates in the LLC. And at the bottom here, this is where you can update your meal plan option. And then you just want to make sure you click finish. And that's how we know that the preferences have been updated. And that's done. So you have until June 1st to update your preferences as many times as you need to. And then on June 2nd is when we start going through our applications and we start assigning our students. So make sure you get it done in time and update all of your preferences in a timely manner. So at this time, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and open it up for Q&A. And I don't see any current questions in the chat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link our incoming first year website in the chat. And then let everyone know that this video will be available and saved on our website, so you can access it at a later date. And if you have any questions in the meantime, between now and June 1st or anytime after that, to please reach out to Panther Central. We're so excited to have you as residents this fall, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you.